The following is a presentation of KSL Sports. First and 12. A total roundup of BYU and Utah football and the expanded Big 12 Conference. Brought to you by Macy's Grocery Stores. Your hosts are Mitch Harper and Alex Kirry on KSL News Radio and the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome in. It is First and 12. Alex Kirry, Mitch Harper. Thanks for being with us. Our illustrious producer, Eric Cabrera, as well. Don't want to short the man because you know what? Yeah, he keeps this train going so many weeks. And so, guess what? We got tons to get into. Let's jump in here because we have a lot to talk about. The conference already delivered on quite a few interesting storylines. Starting with our Big 12 headlines of the week. Let's get right to it.
12 headlines.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
The dozen storylines that shape this week of Big 12 football. Headline 1.
How about UCF trailing by 3 scores, Mitch? KJ Jefferson delivering on a final touchdown in the waning seconds to come back, finish off the comeback against TCU, 35-34. The Big 12 is nothing if not freaking exciting. That was your first conference game officially as the Big 12 has kicked off some insane play. I don't know what to think here because Ollie Gordon might be the third or fourth best running back in this league, and he is the Doak Walker winner. R.J. Harvey is freaking legit, man.
He is, and what was promising for UCF, KJ Jefferson, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks, 230 through the air, because the first 2 weeks he was not passing the ball well at all. Huge win for the Knights. Headline number 2, Utah takes down Utah State. Isaac Wilson shines in his first career start. 3 touchdown passes, a Utah freshman record, and what's most notable, it sets up an undefeated matchup next week against headline number 3.
Headline number 3, of course, a little bit of drama because that's what Mitch Harper likes. Everything is built into it like a reality TV show. Oklahoma State beats the brakes off of Tulsa at the Golden Hurricane. Don't worry because Rod Gilmore made sure that everybody knew that Alan Bowman's fiance went on a bachelorette trip this weekend made sure to bring that up during the broadcast. Appreciate you, Rod. Come on, man. Oklahoma State's rolling, and you can't give this young man credit. Alan Bowman is getting roasted by everybody else for not being a good quarterback. He's playing pretty darn well right now, and so is Oklahoma State.
Uncle Rod just going in on Alan Bowman's fiance. Headline number 4, Kansas State dominates Arizona in a Friday night Big 12 non-conference meeting. You know, Arizona got on the board first. They were up 7-0 in this non-conference tilt that was scheduled years ago. But then Kansas State reels off 31 unanswered. The Little Apple, the Wildcats rolled big. The Purple Wildcats.
Headline 5, BYU getting the win over Wyoming in a rivalry renewal game. I'm not going to call it renewal. I'm going to just call it like a revisiting. Just call it a revisiting because you're not going to get this game will never be played again. I will say it was very nice of the Wyoming fans about halfway through the third quarter. Thank you, BYU. Thank you. All those good years of really great rivalry games. You should have heard those radio and TV crowd mics got turned down so dang quick. It was the funniest thing I've ever heard.
When BYU got off the bus in Laramie, they were greeted with a handful of Wyoming fans that had that thank you message on their T-shirts. So there was something to say. West Virginia blows a 10-point lead in the backyard brawl. They give up a touchdown to Pitt with 32 seconds left. They fall 38-34. Pitt is the kryptonite in the Big 12. They just keep coming back against these Big 12 teams.
Yeah, Neil Brown's going to have to answer for that in our Big 12 power rankings, I think. Arizona State, starting off the year, maybe we should have put this further up. Kenny Dillingham and his guys are 3-0. This Texas State team, by the way, I'm not going to make fun of them at all. Yeah. San Marcos is not an easy place to go play right now because that team might be one of the better group of 5 teams. They showed it. They came right at Arizona State. They even had a 21-7 lead. Arizona State comes back. They are 3-0 for the first time since 2019. Congrats to the Sun Devils. I don't know how long that thing's going to last, but the Big 12 right now delivering on a big old shrug emoji. I have no idea what to expect from half of the teams in this conference.
Alex, I think we need to have a conversation about Kansas quarterback Jalen Daniels. The Jayhawks, they dropped their second consecutive non-conference game. They fall to UNLV in Kansas City. They allowed a 9-minute go-ahead touchdown drive to the Rebels in the fourth, but Daniels is a turnover machine, and the Jeff Grimes offensive coordinator experiment is not working.
Yep.
It makes you wonder if Kotelnicki, the OC that's now at Penn State, was the real brains behind the success at Kansas, because this KU team looks bad, Alex.
Yeah.
And they don't look anywhere near like they're a title contender.
Well, I was going to say, too, you put it on Grimey, man, because this guy came in and he has all this talent on this Kansas team. That's no doubt. And if you can't convert those guys into points, and they are 1-2 now. Speaking of teams, we have no idea how they got to where they're at right now. If you would have had Kansas at 1-2 and Arizona State at 3-0, you'd have been lying before the year started up. But here we are. Colorado comes back and takes down Colorado State in Fort Collins. It's not a very good Colorado State team. It's not a very good Colorado team, but Prime and his guys are 2-1 right now, Mitch. And
the most notable thing is Shadur Sanders had all of his offensive line standing behind him in the press conference. See, I'm not throwing him under the bus. I still care about these guys when we win.
I love these guys. What was your name? I love you, man.
Huge first half for Texas Tech, and it's fitting. They were honoring Wes Welker in Lubbock yesterday, and Texas Tech put up 52 points in the first half. They shut down North Texas. They won 66-21, and it was a North Texas team that was led by former TCU QB Chandler Morris. I didn't realize he was in Denton, but the Texas Tech Red Raiders, they showed some life and looked like the Red Raiders of old.
Look at you knowing where Denton is. Look at that. The mean green up there in Denton. All right,
this
here's
Big
the thing
12, man, it's getting to me. Hey, that's a Pac-12 candidate we're talking about, North Texas.
Everybody is now. Number 11, Houston, blows out Rice in the Battle of Houston. By the way, Houston needed that big blowout win, just like Texas Tech needed 66 points and to feel a little bit better about where they were at. And so you've got yourself some teams who've rebounded big time this week.
And last headline of the week, Cincinnati gets a defensive stand on fourth down to hold off. I always forget this rival Miami, Ohio, 27-16 in the battle for the victory bell. I did not know that was the trophy in this game, but the Bearcats get the win, and that was a nice bounce-back showing. I do think that the Bearcats are a little bit better this season. I still don't know if they're a bowl team, but they're showing some signs of improvement in year two under Scott Satterfield.
Well, I certainly I don't know what it's going to do for them in the power rankings, but we'll definitely have to chop it up here coming up next hour. All right, we'll take a break here. We'll come back. We've got more around the corner, our sound roundup across the Big 12. Various coaches to be able to hear from in a wild week. Yes, everybody back underway. And, conference play is going to start up here next week in earnest with all these teams going at each other. We'll see what the coaches had to say this week across the board. It is First and 12, brought to you by Macy's. Happy shopping. Mitch Harper, Alex Kirry, thanks for being with us. 97.5 KSL Sports Zone and KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM. We'll be right back.